Gaston Day. When contemplating on what to do with our senior project, we considered the values we wanted to cover. Community, we wanted to bring together everybody. We wanted to do some kind of teaching element. Malik, of course, loves engineering, so we wanted to incorporate that in our senior project as well. Environmental sciences, so we considered the perfect marriage of teaching gardens, in which we would incorporate an engineering design as we have sketched out here. And so originally we set out to create square foot gardens in which we would have individual boxes which could be taken out and in of the classroom, but we realized that that was not practical. So we switched to a new idea of these movable gardens, but still they stay outside. Because we figured that if you had those little boxes and you had kids bring them inside, it would disturb the plant's growth and the plant's cycle of life, as well as it would make a mess, to be frank.
So we asked ourselves, what's the best way to address this kind of issue with our senior project and also provide something that could last the Gaston Day community for years to come? So we thought these gardens would be the perfect usage of this because they're very small, self-contained, isolated, that wouldn't require an extreme amount of upkeep, such like a greenhouse might. So we have these very simple square foot gardens that we're going to allow teachers, faculty members, and students to use in the future to plant their own crops and things in the future, such as we have homegrown vegetables currently in there, arugula, chamomile, lettuce, tomatillos, among other things. And we're really excited for what that can bring to the Gaston Day community for the future.
So, Malik's tasks and responsibilities. Me and Malik have this relationship where I lack, he makes up for things. So, when we set up to do the blueprinting and planning, Malik really shined in his blueprints for our project design. He measured out everything, set it to scale, was really awesome with that, and I really appreciate that from him. He also drove us around everywhere because gas is expensive, and that was awesome. So Malik also had our inside man job in Harris Teeter for the pallets, and we would not have had this connection if not for him, because he knows his ways in and out of a grocery store as he worked there for 2 years. So Malik is also the money man, as I like to call him, because he spent all our Lowe's trips he paid for, all our seeds, soils, compost, and everything. He was really awesome with that because I am a poor individual.
Now, as Ryan mentioned before, we have a lot of complementary skills and abilities, which makes us we're a great team to working together. So during our time, I'll be honest, I knew just about this much about plants, germination, pollination, you name it. So Ryan's expertise in the field was really such a huge help when we were going into Lowe's and a bunch of gardening stores. He was instrumental in picking out what we would need for the seeds, what would be the best to grow in the garden, what he thought would work the best, especially in the location it being full sun coming in across the PKW. Ryan found us the right seeds for that situation. In addition, the actual gardens themselves came from a connection of Ryan's mother's, who he knew personally from Minnesota. So Sydney McDonald's from Our Little Acres really hooked us up with the actual plant garden. She got us a great deal on them so we could be able to purchase them, and she taught us a lot of things about what to do with them. And once we finally had them and we're setting up the gardens, putting down compost, topsoil, fertilizer, all those things, Ryan was great in helping me really learn about the order of doing those things, because honestly I would have been lost probably just looking up YouTube videos the whole time. But thanks to Ryan, we did a great job together, and I think our project was only improved because of our partnership.
When I think of personal growth, I think of the very seedlings in our garden. I've seen myself throughout this year and process of this project grow as a person through people skills and awareness for my community, Gaston Day specifically, but that will translate to college as I go through, and I have a passion for service and intend to keep that up through my college career. And I also have grown to instill more planning in my processes. That's a thing that I haven't done before, so much planning, but this garden has forced me to plan, and actually it turned out to be good.
throughout the course of this project, I've really grown a lot as a person and more specifically as a student. I think it's really helped me realize some of the issues I've struggled with over the course of high school in terms of time management. And this project has kind of helped me improve and realize those faults. In addition, my actual gardening skills themselves have greatly ameliorated because of Ryan helping me. I really had no clue about the stuff I was suggesting, putting mulch in random places where mulch is not even necessary to this process. I learned a lot about different plants from Ryan as well, and also just the importance of planning in the future, of how important it is to take a concept, and turn that into a final product, which is something I really enjoyed from this project as a whole, and I feel like I'm more enriched as a Gaston Day student and as a member of my community because of it.
The value our gardens provide to our community at Gaston Day is immense. Our gardens provide renewable and reusable space, so we can move those gardens wherever we want to when we strip out the plants, and they can go wherever, okay? And so the other thing is, we're providing the community with fresh vegetables, herbs, plants, basically any kind of plant life is great for a community because it brings them together. It allows them to be intact with nature, and it's just wonderful. And secondly is it's a really versatile teaching instrument. So classrooms can actually come outside to the gardens, wherever they be, and they can teach from them because they're micro ecosystems basically, where they're all contained, and they're perfect to teach from because they're small, easy to manage, and you can really get close to the plant life, which is awesome.
Further on the point that Ryan made earlier about how important these can be for his teaching tools, we think those will really work in well with the upcoming environmental class next year. They'll be able to study plant life as they grow throughout the year, even plant their own fruits and vegetables, learning about germination and different kind of plant seasons. In addition, we think the fourth graders that will be coming back from Sunship Earth, these could be fantastic for those classrooms that can use to further that environmental knowledge they kind of learn at Sunship Earth, but we want to take that maybe a step further when they come back to Gaston Day in applying that in the community around them, and not just having that be maybe a one-off trip for them. Really help them enjoy nature and connect with it, better understand it, and hopefully protect our ecosystems for the future. So conclusively, we had a great time on our senior project. We thought we learned a lot from it, and we think we've added a lot to the Gaston Day School community.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.